This is Michael Jackson with the ThirdPath Institute, and today I am with Kutu Baker, a ThirdPath board member from West Africa, married to Patrick. Hey, how you doing, Kutu?
Hi, Mike. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you. As you know, ThirdPath has been celebrating 25 years of being in business. And so you share an experience or struggle with work-life balance and where that has led you to today.
I could probably say, and my husband would agree to this, that I'm a recovering workaholic. For much of my career, I was working those really long hours, weekend. It worked until it didn't work anymore. I burnt out. About 2 years ago, I had a catalyst. I think like most people, they need a change. There's usually something that triggers it. When I had that experience, I had to pause and ask myself, what am I doing this for? And then I started to really evaluate just the cost of working so much on my relationships and my hobbies and just being able to live my life. Through my faith, I started to really explore this whole idea of Sabbath, this whole idea of there being a day of rest. And I realized I didn't have rest in my life. My life was out of balance and I wasn't showing up the way I wanted to be showing up in my life. I decided back in fall of 2023 to just take a sabbatical to clear the slate so that I could balance. And it's more aligned to who I am and who I want to be and my values. Third Path community is the right place to be.
How is your involvement with ThirdPath? How has that informed your approach to work-life balance?
During that time, as I was then thinking about what my work life could look like, I wasn't finding a lot of things out there. And I found ThirdPath as a community of people who were also taking the leap, people who were courageous and saying, I don't want to live the way that our culture is going and where work is first and everything else is kind of put to the side or secondary. I wanted to be around people who were really committed and had a strong conviction that life is meant to be lived. And we also had tools. And so ThirdPath has been such a great community where I could find like-minded people, but also where I could find tools and resources to help me think about work life differently and start to experiment with my own life and my own work.
So there's some common misconceptions about work-life balance and work-life integration, more specifically. How have you found ways to combat those?
Well, I think a couple, the first being that it has to look the same for everyone. And we all know that's not true. Every person is unique. Their circumstances are unique. And so work-life integration and how they might model that is going to look different in their life. It's so important to know yourself and to know what's important to you and what you need and desire for your life. I think this is a space in which we can really kind of dream and say, I want to live a particular way. I want to feel a particular way in my life. So that's definitely one. And I think the other is that it's not possible in every place. So, sometimes I hear from former colleagues or I hear from friends, well, my workplace, I could never. Like they're all about work. I couldn't ever ask for what I want. And being in HR for a long time, let me just give you a little bit of you can. Just because it hasn't been done before and there might not be a policy about it doesn't mean you can't be that person that initiates it, because a lot of people might be thinking about it. And so being maybe that first person and being brave to ask and then negotiate. Ultimately, organizations want people to be able to deliver on the work, but many of them do care about their employees and they want to make sure that they're able to retain you. You can ask and you can start to make small changes even. And ultimately, if a place is not the right place for you, that's a longer term decision, but you can also make a move. And I think sometimes we get kind of stuck in certain places and we think this is it and this is all there is. And I think that can be a common misconception, and that there are workplaces that are forward thinking and they are willing to be more flexible. And so searching for those places and connecting with those people and finding your community is also really important.